Dawnbreaker later as well.
10 seconds.
Possibility, if you get the Global Silence and Dawnbreaker ulti, you can have some nasty fights. And this also takes away the possibility, I would say, for Execration to run Dawnbreaker to great success. Dawnbreaker Batrider also a combo that is quite good, but now with the Global Silence, they kind of stop that potential.
Yeah, the reason why I asked is because we saw yesterday the Boom series where they Game 3 they picked the Dawnbreaker, and then it was an instant ban out of the Silencer, which protects the Dawn and is very good with the Batrider. We've seen a lot lately, like Silencers kind of countered the Batrider because you jump in with Lasso, and then you want everyone else to follow with damage, or it's pretty good with the Batrider lineup because, again, it then stops any saving aspects. So I wasn't sure if that was maybe a route they wanted to go down to get WS's hero early on, because now his Legion command is banned out. We've lost the Yopaj Ember Spirit as well.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what they're going to bring out here, because I don't think that they played a game of Silencer yet in the qualifiers here. So this is them, you know, showing a little bit of different strat. I love that. You're in a very important game here. You already won game up in the series as well, in lower bracket elimination game for TI qualifiers. To now pull out something strange when you already won game up is a perfect time to do it, in my opinion, because you know, they're not letting Execration be prepared for what's coming here. At the same time, though, I want to say Execration, you know, they didn't snap pick the Earth Spirit this time, so I'm happy to see that they are changing up their draft approach, realizing that that mid lane was definitely not okay what happened last game.
A lot of heroes to choose from.
Okay, so it's going to be WS on the Mars coming out. Silencer Mars. Got some combos there. It makes it a little bit harder to run ranged carries as well for Execration.
A lot of team fight already, gotta say, for Boom. So
10 seconds.
Yeah, it's also comfort zone for him. He likes playing the Mars and Legion, Dawnbreaker. These type of heroes seem to suit WS and his playstyle.
See what the response is going to be out for Execration, though. You're looking to potentially double down now on your cells and maybe go for a lot of more smaller skirmish fights, considering Boom have a solid team fight. You need to maybe fix that weakness then, so you can have the capability to go 5v5s.
Yeah, I think, you know, I want to see what they're going to do with the Batrider here and how they're going to play it as well. A combo that we've seen before is the Darkseer potential, but Darkseer wouldn't be too happy about laning against the Silencer. It can be a bit annoying, but Hero does a lot of lane support action, and does win out the harassment against Batrider in a 1v1 as well. They go for the TB into the Mars. At least the lane is pretty decent, and you don't take a lot of damage from the God's Rebuke, but I'm not a massive fan of TB against Mars just because of the arena blocking so much of your damage later on. The illusions are always going to be trying to hit into the arena or something, and you miss a ton of DPS.
5 seconds.
I mean, you probably show your Arbeng hero. I mean, I think I much prefer the Batrider to be played as a 4 than 5. I would like a support that has some slow/stun to be able to, like you said, I mean, Terrorblade versus Mars is a pretty good lane for the Terrorblade, so potentially be able to get kills on the Mars.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that they need to go for something here support oriented, and when you have Terrorblade, you normally want a lane support that's extremely good at protecting him. So I mean, this is the hero we used to see Undying with. They're gonna go for a Treant Protector. Makes sense. It's a big lane winner. Definitely does give them a way to give Terrorblade a good start. Also, the HP regen or heal from Treant is super value on the Terrorblade since he has so much armor.
10 seconds.
How does a line look for Boom? Because I was thinking with I mean, one of the Boker's better heroes, I think, to be able to deal with some of the Terrorblade illusions as well, and instant hex for the Batrider jump. Oh, we get an IO.
Could be good, but they gotta go a different route, huh? They go for the IO here and Storm, so they have the battery combo for Storm to get tons of mana, a way to enable Yopaj to take over the game. We will see how much he pairs up with the Storm, or if they will pick a carry that he's gonna run with a lot. I think they're setting up to pick something like Naga carry against the Treant Protector and Terrorblade here. It's a good carry-to-carry matchup, and you can dispel Treant stuff very easily. And then the IO doesn't need to play with Naga. He can activate around the Storm and create space.
We're
Well,
10 seconds out. Plenty of time to tell
if
an
Bob is
announcer
going to
you love
have
him, that's what's in your
a
heart.
game where he can bounce
5
back from the
seconds.
previous one, this is going to be it. His puck is, I'd say, top 3 of his best heroes.
Ready,
Some
gets
might
the
argue
man.
even his best as well. Puck versus Storm is a very comfortable matchup. We've seen China in the past trying to dress the puck mid lane and go like a yours on Mars, but of course that's not going to happen. Really, the only thing you're worried about is like global silence on the silencer. So overall, I'm a really big fan of this puck pick for
10
Execration.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's not even that bad against against Silencer, because you can dodge the last word very easily as well. So like you said, it's really just the ulti that's bothersome. Great puck game for sure, and gives them a lot of activity. They have good team fight as well. Overall now set up with the tree, puck, and Batrider. And Execration, they did go ahead and ban the Naga. Like I mentioned, looks like Boom want to play something like that against this TB and Treant. And Boom, on the other hand, they're going to ban out the Doom to begin with here, as they're running an IO strats. Obviously, they're going to be a lot of healing, and they also have Storm. Don't want to get silenced. More silence get banned out in Night Stalker. Makes sense. Here, that would be very annoying for both Silencer, IO, and Storm here.
What do we feel like they're currently lacking on Execration they need to cover with the Tino
10
pick?
seconds.
I mean, I think they lack a little bit in tower push. Yeah, they have Terrorblade, but I don't like him being the only one to push. And their single target isn't the best. They have Lasso, but other than that, the Treant and Puck, more AoE stuff. I would like to see them go for like Beastmaster maybe as a last pick. He's still available, and could be a pretty damn good hero against a lot of the carry options remaining for Boom. At the same time, giving them a good Sable against the Storm Spirit. So Beastmaster could be a big one for Execration, I think. Also pairs really well with TB, you get a ton of attack speed.
See if we get it out. What are they going to try and ban as well last year? You brought up the Naga Siren. Are there any other carries that you feel like are also potential? See Slark now banned out?
I think, yeah, I don't see one that's super annoying, so they just ban out Slark because it's a tough hero for them in the off lane that they envision here. You're running a Batrider, you know, Slark can be annoying because he dispels against that. Can get rid of the flame break and stuff. Also, the Slark is one of the better heroes for breaking big combo team fights. If you have Puck and Treant, you drop all these big ultis. Slark just presses his shard and is like, oh, I guess we lost now.
Tide Hunter.
They go Tide. Okay. I guess Tide isn't that bad against Storm anymore now that you can go Shard as well, because that's a leash. So Tide, you know, used to be pretty bad against high mobility heroes because you only have the Ravage, but nowadays I think the Anchor could be a good thing to go back to.
It is an okay Ursa game. I don't think you're the greatest IO pairing. I was thinking Monkey as well. Monkey, Mars, and Lane vs. Tide's pretty nice. I'm trying to think of heroes that don't care about all the BKB piece and control. I can't think of many, and I know Ursa has some dispels, so he can kind of get out of them, but...
I think Monkey is tough because of the Treant and Batrider. The Ursa can work, but it's tricky as well if you get Global Silence jumped. I think... oh, sorry, I'm thinking the wrong team there.
Ursa's not Jimmy been playing lately.
But yeah, I mean, at least the Monkey is tough against the Batrider and Treant here. I think Sven could be a hero to go back towards. Another hero that can just sit back and farm here a bit. You use the IO pairing a little bit, and then it's not awful against the Terrorblade. You get a ton of armor with the Warkai for your team as well.
Importantly, I guess, like you have 0 ways to take objectives right now on Boom. So this hero must have a way to open up the map, because if you do not, Execration late game, I think they're going to win pretty easily. You have so much team fight, you have Terrorblade late game, you have scaling with your supports. Like, you need a carry to be able to kind of open up the map, and that is a little bit difficult.
Yeah, they could also go, I mean, they could go for the Morphling still here, I guess. It's an option as well. A hero that Natsumi enjoys playing. There's a lot of combo and there's some silence and stuff, but it's not that easy to get the squeeze on Morphling with the heroes they have, and they don't have the fastest burst. They're gonna go PL. Oh, I'm a bit concerned about that pick. Peel does great against TB, so Peel's great against TB, but Peel into puck is not fun. If you get coiled, very easy for you to get identified at, oh, what is that abomination of a Tidehunter? God. So Peel, you'll see it in game chat, you'll see it soon. Peel is great against the TB matchup, but I think he can struggle against the puck, first of all, and there's just so many AoE damage abilities here that out of the illusion carries, I think he's one of the harder ones to play into all this. Naga would have been easier since she's less amount of illusions and can spread them out more easily than PL, who basically is a ball of illusions. We will see how this plays out. I'm concerned that if Bob gets a good game, Natsumi is gonna struggle.
It's not very often where you get to the last pick and it feels like it is almost a impossible pick, but it kind of felt like Boom were in that position. I wonder if we had more time, and if they had more time, what I really wonder honestly what heroes they were considering.
I think
like what some other ones were.
Yeah, I think if they had more time to analyze this and really think about the best fit for the last pick, I don't think it would have ended on PL. I think PL was just, you know, one of the quick ideas that come to mind due to the fact that, you know, it's one of the known counters to TB, and that's very, very nice to feel that you have that, and it's not too played. You can Manta style off his ulti and you can double walk around and be annoying, but when you add all of it together here with the puck as well and the Tidehunter, I just feel like you might have a hard time, but we'll see. Maybe Natsumi is gonna prove us wrong and have a great game here regardless of the heroes.
You want to put a percentage on this draft? I'm saying like 70-30, maybe like even 75-25.
I'm probably a little bit more conservative in like 65, yeah, something like that. But I think it's
too generous.
I think because of the Storm Spirit still, I think Storm can still pop off in this game, even with some of the stuff that's going on. But yeah, I would say it's definitely an outdraft in my eyes. The way I see it, definitely think Execration got the better end of the deal here.
And I think another big thing, like you said, you know, the Storm Spirit, what is he going to be able to do? But really, this also, we haven't seen this lane combo in a while, but Io and Mars is a very strong laner. We were potentially concerned on what the Terrorblade Treant could do and maybe you punish the Mars early on. But yeah, we go back to TI10. We saw what Team Spirit were able to do with his Mars and Io. This is a combo that can win lanes. So would hate to be able to give up first blood like this though. And it looks like they definitely will do that as WS will go down. Bob finds it's already a much better start here for the puck.
Oh, that is so cathartic for Bob after having a despair game in game one, already off to a first blood towards the mid. Gonna be very happy getting his bottle immediately. Wouldn't mind seeing him send out the magic stick instead, something a lot of players will do when you get first blood against spammy heroes like Storm. The bottle, yeah, he got it out now, buying it minute 0, but just buying a magic stick instead, you're still gonna have the 2-minute bottle and you get to build stick charges early against Storm. But mid lane is gonna go after this. A little bit tough now for Yopaj.
So if Yopaj is somehow able to win this lane and also win the game for Boom, he might be unstoppable, honestly, in this qualifiers.
Yeah.
This is a true like heat check for Yopaj this game.
And we'll see how well he handles, because this is, you know, definitely a struggle. I think Puck is pretty favored in the Storm matchup, even on the mid lane. Definitely great against him later on. But even laning stage, Storm has to go close, can take a lot of harassment from the Puck.
Jesus, X and over. Just gonna give up another kill down bottom. I mean, this can be also a little bit scary. Early Gush with the flame break as well. There is going to be the silencer's positioning has to be really on point in this bottom lane.
Yeah, you can't really get too close. Gush and flame break pushing you back and then slowing you, taking your armor away. The auto attacks a little bit too much to deal with there. So we see top now. Abeng doesn't have too many trees nearby, as the Quelling Blade using here has cut down a lot of his trees. Yopaj going pretty low on mid, but he does get his bottle delivered, so he's gonna be fine still. On top, the pull was stopped by Baboka there. He stopped the Abeng pull on the big camp, but he's gonna go back and stack up the small camp instead for himself, as it's not blocked.
Very, just took a look back before as well. Boom haven't really ran the, well, they haven't ran the IO so far in the qualifiers, and really haven't seen this hero a whole lot too as well. We were seeing it a little bit at Riyadh, really. I mean, well, not a little bit, honestly. IO Lesh was a very key strategy that a lot of people were having success with, but what do you feel? Where do you feel like the IO currently is in the meta of Dota? Because since 7.34, like I'm barely seeing this hero.
I think he's definitely fallen off in terms of favor. I also think people during Riyadh kind of figured out how to deal with the Leshrac to a certain degree anyway. So the IO Lesh combo was met with a lot of IO Skadi Terrorblade builds that would just counter the healing. So I don't know, IO feels to me like still a strong hero if you have a player who really excels on it, but he's not really a must-have hero or a hero that gets banned very frequently even anymore. But of course, he still has combinations, and we see one in this game. I mean, he's laning with a Mars. Oh, dive. Bob going in.
Able to get the kill though. Does pop a Selvin glyph. Uh-oh, your bars. Mass TP's out from the supports. Nice side sip of the orb. I'm still going to be able to get the jaunt away, but dude, these are two support TP's out to the mid lane, and even though he doesn't get the kill, the voice lines will still fly out.
I mean, that's almost as good as a kill, I would say. Double TP from the supports, and you didn't die on the puck. This is definitely upsetting here for the Boom lineup. They're going to have to run back to the side lanes. This gives them time to you know, eke out an advantage on the sides for execration. And 4-minute runes, we're gonna see control towards it, as well as the Batrider wants to stack up his jungle as well, same as we saw from Baboka. All the supports are here for the 4-minute runes already. He tried to body block it. Abing was a little bit late with the play he wanted to do there. He wanted to body block the water rune so that it couldn't be denied and the auto attack would go on him instead, but he didn't step in time, and IO already got the right click on it, so gets the deny.
Oh. Let's see off the back of the lanes and how much priority we're going to get on some stacks as well. I think that is the important thing, that the Batrider is able to help provide Tino. Even, I mean, the Bat himself, you mentioned last game, Baboka was able to get a lot of stacks to further his net worth, which was a big reason of why he was so dominant top lane. Bang. I guess it's the kind of one issue with the Mars cutting down all the trees. Not going to be easy for you to be able to land the spear.
Yeah, it's you know, a little bit double-edged, I suppose, in that sense, but at least they're getting nice farm here. Paolo's getting bullied a little bit. Has the meta available soon? If it's actually 45 seconds, as he used it before. What
is the build actually this game for WS? Because we are both under the assumption that this is an execration favored draft. Does he need to go something different in regards to his item build, especially with the Ira? Can he be a little bit more of a scaling core with some right click damage?
I was thinking about that too. We've seen the Deso build on Mars before with the BKB Deso. I just don't think it's super good this game. Normally you want that when you can do any form of damage to enemy carry, but you're against the Terrorblade, he really doesn't care. And there's even Treant for the living armor. Tide might not take damage, bonk damage either. I would like to see him just go for a playmaker type build here and play active, get the shard early, get, you know, blink BKB, and later on go for the refresher hex play. I think that would be a very, very strong play to get more locked down against the TB so it doesn't sunder as well.
Yeah, I mean, and for the puck as well, right? Like, Hex is going to be absolutely key.
Oh, the double damage tree.
Bob?
He's coming.
Oh, no. Oh, my God. Oh, that is a big right click from our Bang. Kill once again. And execration, 1,000 net worth lead at the moment. They know the Tide is freely able to solo this bottom lane. Meteor Hammer now completed. So this tower is going to go down unless you start to rotate some heroes. Maybe with the level 6 on WS shortly, or maybe Opage needs to consider about moving to bottom.
Yeah, this is also what I was concerned about with the PL pick. You're not threatening the Tide at all. He can just do whatever he wants down here. Even 1v2, he can be fine, and that allows Shanks to make more rotations for the runes or stack up Ancients more, then clear them for himself, or leave it for Tide, whichever. I'm honestly favoring giving the Batrider the priority in farm. As we saw last game, it was very successful for Baboka.
If you're in the
Yes, I agree.
vicinity of Dyer's top tower, I'd put on a
I mean, what next item could Tino get that could really change the early game? Like, is a faster pipe or mech or whatever really going to be that beneficial compared to something like a blink dagger for Shanks? I don't know.
Yeah, I think he's fine just, you know, building farm in laning stage, and he wants to stay down there anyway to use his meteor hammer and keep pushing, to keep invading space. So it's more about the back movement of going back to take ancients. Feels like you're taking the back seat, saying, okay, I'm not gonna pressure you. So that's why I probably prefer the Batroid to take the farm. And Tide, he's gonna get his items anyway. He'll get his stuff going.
I do really like this item choice from your Page as well, who we're going to start to see swing over the top.
Really taking a beating.
Got a glimpse of Arbeng. And I think they did also see Opage and Baboka moving here, so let's see if they want to react with Bob or not. Coil is at the ready.
A lot of last hits actually going to Abeng. He got all of them. Between Nature's Grasp, he got like 5 last hits there with the Nature's Grasp.
Bottom tower is getting obliterated.
Aaron's going to be quite nice versus Bob. They can definitely look to get the kill as Abeng steps far too forward.
Whining now.
Yeah, gonna get taken down there, and the Power Rune, nice little advantage for the Storm. He's gonna go back for more. Going back for seconds here, farming up the Mud Golem family.
I really like this item build out of Yopage. We saw the Orchid was kind of something that I believe it was mainly Kiyotaka kind of brought to the forefront, and then a lot of the Storm started to go down that route. We said he needs to pop off this game, and Orchid, if you get it at a pretty decent timing over the puck, there is a lot of kill potential.
Yeah, Orchid is the type of item where you get a timing window and you want to make stuff happen. So getting a second item or something, like, I don't even count Falcon Blade as an item. This is like a minor laning item. So I consider it his first item still, the Orchid, and going for first item Orchid is really powerful here. The puck, he won't have any response to it, and I think he's going to be a little bit careful here though. Also coming out.
They might need the arena defensively. It's a pretty good placement out of the Mars. WS, we see the ward's been able to protect them against Palace's right clicks, and now they're going to be able to tether WS as well to escape over towards the right side.
So fast.
They're going to be lacking damage and control as now they'll run into X-Nova. Starting to get a little bit messy for Execration, as no one's actually going to get a kill in the end.
I mean, this is the downside to picking the Terrorblade as well, when, you know, you have this range damage block from the Mars already. They picked TB into it, and now you suffer for it. The Coil into meta combo just didn't do anything.
Dude, Tide is huge, man. What is his net worth?
Yeah, he is really high up there. Everybody else trailing behind by 1,000 to this Tide, who's going to clear up the Ancients for himself as well. He's going to stack them. So he did run back and leave a bit of space here for the PL and taking the Ancients himself. Bottom Power Rune. Going to be an invis for the Silencer. We could go in and see what Tide's up to, but it's going to be too late to do any real damage to it.
The Experience Soak would be nice at least. Might get him close towards that level 6.
Yeah, just sitting around. He's chilling, taking a bit of damage for walking on the tower, actually.
That is crazy. That is...
Did he ravage that?
Oh, no way.
I think you can ravage that, actually. This early on in the game, you can punish it. You don't need to keep your ulti. And the insolence of stealing your Ancients like that.
You're wanting a really valuable pick-off now with the Global Sun. It's going to be a long zip in from Yopage. Catches up to Abeng. Palace just going to have to stand on the outskirts. Still drop the Arena. They used a decent chunk of their mana for the tree protected though, so Arena's not going to help them get the kill into Palos.
Meanwhile, Tidehunter is sieging down your mid tower as well. So TPing out, Storm going towards mid, but he doesn't have any mana to really scare the Tide here.
What do we... Oh, Coil top lane. I think we're able to get the break. Bob's going to try and target down the eye. We saw Prior. They went for the Mars instead, so addressing the medic going to be rewarded. Now this is a catapult wave as well, so not only are they pressuring mid, they're also doing a lot of damage onto the top tier 1 tower.
I love the activity coming out here from Execration. They're also farming bottom at the same time on Batrider, so they're all over the place right now.
Batrider will have to TP out of the Fuser Blade reveal from Natsumi. But yeah, there's nothing a Storm's going to be able to do to stop Tino. Like, yeah.
That's it for
Tower
Radiant's
goes
middle
down.
It's going to be
tower.
huge.
This is what we always see from Tidehunter offlane nowadays. Just Meteor Hammer, take the bottom tower,
Radiant's top
maybe clear
tower.
some ancients like he did in this game, and then towards mid and take that tower as well. And it's so hard to counterplay. Like, most mid heroes don't really stop a Tidehunter who shows up with 1600 HP, even has the cloak ready.
Nice silence. Ravage at the ready if Tino can step in.
Coil on cooldown, so they're just gonna wait.
Radiant does not
They
like
do
Dire's
get the bottom
tower,
rune though,
and
the
it
regen
shows.
rune. Storm would have loved to get his hands on that, but he's got a wisp already. It's basically a regen rune in a hero form.
Okay, never mind. I'm gonna go for Smokers 3 on Boom. So
Dire's
again,
scanning
haven't
all
seen
over
that
for
global
enemies.
silence just yet.
promise
And they
this
got the
will
arena ready to
get
go
more
as well.
exciting.
Palace has got a
Dire's
pretty good
scanning for
read.
enemies.
He has got a lot of stats as
Catch a
well.
glimpse of him nude.
We'll see if there might be
Dire's top
potential
tower
lack
is
of damage
really
for
taking
Boom
a
onto this Terror Blade.
He's also got 20 magic stick, and I think he's holding skill points as well. So he's got the ulti available.
If you're in the vicinity of Dire's top tower,
This is
I'd
really
put on a
deep, dude. It
hard
has to be a
hit.
perfect jump.
Dire's top tower.
Right next to the T2 tower, any TP is going to come out to protect him. They're not even going to
Don't look
consider
now,
it
but
to
Radiant's
continue
bottom
going
tower
forward.
is getting obliterated.
Force out some reactions, but no one keep is in. So Execration are still getting all the map they would want across the map. Sorry, all the farm they would want.
Yeah, they did get the top tower though using this PL. PL now gonna move
If you're
towards
in the
mid after
vicinity of
that.
Dire's top tower,
Keep
I'd
farming
run
up, but
hard.
yeah, this game
That baby is
starting
coming.
out, pretty low in kill score, but it's pretty active movement still. And Execration just getting a bit better trade. Xnova has to be careful. One step forward here and you could get jumped.
They might be able to set a trap. They're going to see Yopaj and Baboka starting to come through the portal. How can they set up them up? Maybe they want to bait Tidehunter. They'll run into them first. Ravage will fly. Bob's going to be able to close the distance. A pretty good timing out of the global silencer will stop the coil. So Yopaj able to get that zip on away, but not enough time for the tether nonetheless. So Baboka will still go down, and finally we see some big ultimates used.
Yeah, some big clicks there that thought that they could combo it, but I think they honestly just forgot about the global silence for a second. They were like, oh, if all three of us use ulti, we can bring him down even though Wisp is healing, or, we can stop the Wisp from reloading out. But yeah, the global silence just says no. It's going to be fine.
Now we have some time. I do want to speak a little bit about Natsumi's item build. He had the Scepter queued up for a while, and actually changed his mind to go back into the Diffuser Blade. What do we actually? Bottom lane, Yopaj. Oh, nice timing out of the lasso. Is Baboka going to be enough to keep him alive? Looks like it will with the tether. Even Palace is starting to swing down to bottom, but also we'll be able to relocate out in a second. So, all right, back to the PO. Yeah, what do we make of this Diffuser first when he had Scepter
Don't
queued
look
up for a
now,
while?
but Radiant's bottom
I think
tower
Diffu first is really good.
obliterated.
I see some people go for the Agnums first, and it just doesn't impress me. People forget, Diffu still speeds up your farm by quite a bit. Like, every creep pretty much has mana nowadays. There used to be a time when a lot of jungle creeps didn't have mana, but, now there's only a few, really. So, even like the Alpha Wolf stack has mana on the Minor Wolves, so the mana burn from Diffusal still speeds up farm, and it's better for contesting fighting. Of course, that being the big part.
Well, let's see how importantly active Natsumi is going to get if he wants to show up to some of these early fights where he can actually be potentially on a farming rotation over, or if he needs to TP. This is a very difficult kill on Tino with Pipe. Palace is ready to go with meta. You've also got some other boys starting to funnel over. They might be able to kill him with an early use of the overgrowth. Shanks is going to try and step in, but the lasso is still on cooldown. It's going to be up to Bob to hold them into place, and it's a goddamn good coil, man. Bob gets two heroes, and they're going to be able to bury them firmly into the grave. Execration now, with the help of the Metamorphosis and the Catapult Wave, this should be a tier 2 tower to add to the tally.
The difference is they don't have their entire team, and it was too deep into Execration's territory there. They get a pick off on tree, but at what cost? The peel wasn't nearby, and the TP was behind you as you go in like this. That was just a pretty suicidal goal onto the tree.
Radiant's bottom is
And we see a Tidehunter, by the way, queue up the shard now. I love this. A lot of people would not buy shard in this situation Tino is at, but having the pipe, having the meteor hammer, I think shard is all he needs. More lockdown. Even PL won't be able to use W if he does it. Of course, PL can kill the little, what is it? The ball and chain or whatever, anchor.
Yeah, Hit in the water is at least the ability name.
Yeah,
Don't look
he
now,
can
but Radiant's
heavy
bottom
anchor. He
tower
can kill
is
the heavy
getting
anchor pretty
obliterated.
fast. The 5 attacks required, but even so, anything to stop him from getting double walk off just for a little bit is crucial.
This Orchid for Yopaj, it has to go crazy, this reveal. If you're unable to get kills, and look at Tino, dude, pinging out that the Storm's missing. So they are well aware this Orchid timing is coming up shortly.
It has to be pick off, like you said, and he's looking towards top, but didn't immediately jump the puck, as Puck had that shield rune. Probably calculated it would be a little bit sketch if he could kill him before the backup arrives.
Well, we got time. Go back to the Tide Hunter build. There was at least one Eastern European game in particular where I saw a Tide go blink and ag shard second item. He had a crazy read on this new shard. I was very impressed. At least my first read of it, I thought it was going to be pretty crap. But
oh, it's absurd.
I've seen lately, yeah. No, I'm aware of seen some really good games in this Aghanim shard, and it actually looks pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was one of the things I play tested immediately when reading the changelog, and it's nuts, man. Even stuff like and ulti, you can't move with it, you know? I guess the shard is really great for locking down either high mobility hero who rely on abilities, or just people who are fast as well. So the big thing that I could see comboing with it as well is getting some form of disarm. Wouldn't be too bad, but I don't think this is really a game where you want to go back for a halberd on Tide. It's not really great against PL. But it does play well with the Shivas for attack speed reduction, so natural combo later. Look at top. Ah, bang, he's found X-Nova.
Well, they're actually going to try and relocate in. X-Nova has the potential to pop around with the global stance. Will never be required to keep him alive.
Oh, he didn't ulti the storm?
With the overgrowth, might be able to get the kill, and now it's getting enough time for Bob to swing on over towards the top side. Cole's going to be there at the last second. But the break, it's not enough damage to get the kill onto Bob.
Oh, he does though.
Actually kicks out to the Witchblade, so will be a 2-for-2 across the map.
Yeah, that was also an Arcane Rune ulti by Puck, so he's gonna have his ulti available quite soon again. But with ulti down, that means that Natsumi can just run up on this Puck, doesn't have to be too worried about getting coiled or anything. And he has the full Aghanim Scepter complete on PL. So his farm is gonna ramp up, and if he wants to, he can join fights. Look at Execration though, they're just going straight to Roche. See, bottom tier 2 is gone, you know, we have already taken all the tier 1 towers. May as well just go towards a big objective. This is pretty ambitious, and it was immediately scouted by a scan. I guess they don't want to go and contest it though. Nobody's reacting on the side of Boom, they're just saying, keep farming. Aegis, who cares?
Dire's middle tower has taken one hell of a beating.
Aegis, who cares? But there's probably going to be an Aegis onto Bob, and we've already seen him have an exceptional comeback game here, 3-0 and 4.
Yeah, and
have a Eul Scepter completed too.
Exactly, I was gonna say, the timing of the Eul Scepter coming up now means that the Orchid hasn't punished his Puck yet, and with him having both Euls and Aegis in hand now, it's gonna be very hard to do anything about him. And Bob, when he's having a good game, this man can definitely take over, so pretty excited to see what he can do here.
Dire's middle tower is in trouble from the way it's being destroyed.
I think, again, this was a very difficult position for Yopaj to be in. Like, he's 5-1, but I think this game in particular with his Orchid had to be the performance like we saw out of the Earth Spirit, where he was actually just from bottom to mid to top, back to mid, back to top. He was just everywhere across the map. As bottom lane, WS was going to be in a lot of danger. Once again, another defensive use of the arena. Boom, I'm nearby. They're going to be able to jump and get an instant kill onto a bang. Even Natsumi's here as well. This could actually look like a decent fight. Bob's going to start to pile his way throughout the river. It's a pretty good backstab from the Puck, with a coil landing onto 3. That's going to give enough time for them to close the disc with the Ravaged. In combination with all the stun lock, Yopaj's going to get some separation, but the Eul Scepter sets up for the meteor perfectly. And now Natsumi can do nothing. Dead in the water from Tino, stops any doppelganger away. And this is just the start of the end here. That was...
Oh, the reload as well. Coming back, he can't get away, so yeah, this is gonna be another pickup coming off here as they get the Wisp as well, and the buyback on X-Nova earlier during the fight, so very costly, like you said. I'm sorry, man, I don't know. That's kind of the fight where, like we said, this lineup is not going to scale. You're not going to be able to compete versus Execration. It's it's Natsumi against the world, and you lose a pivotal fight like that, a pivotal team fight, where now off the back of the Aegis, you're going to get every single outer tower. Like, this is just looking
doom and gloom at the moment for Boom in the second game.
Yeah, definitely. And it is a lot, you know, they fixed the errors that we talked about after game 1. The draft, now the jump though. Age is still on puck. I don't know if they can kill anything.
Onto the Storm Spirit as well. Bob might have the opportunity to be able to turn, but WS jumps to the back line and assassinates the mid laner. Storm's in a lot of danger. The heal from Baboka is not going to be enough to keep alive as WS finds a good speed, but there is no one there to follow up. And meanwhile, Bang, he's locked the PL into place, and now they're going to be able to turn to the supports as well. Baboka, tether in 4 seconds. I'll get the first of the follow-up damage is going to be there shortly afterwards, as they're not even done to. Look at Bob hunting deep inside Boom's base.
Yeah, he's doing whatever he wants right now, and yeah, they're gonna go ahead and steal this Tormentor as well, get themselves the enemy shard onto their team, so getting even more advantage. 13k in building as they get the shard over on Puck. That's a great shard to get for free, dude.
I am not a betting man.
Yeah, I mean, it really comes back to me, for me, to the peel. The peel pick into Tide, he didn't do any damage at all in that fight. They went on the Tide, he just hit Anchor Smash, reducing 60% of all damage nearby, and yeah, we can see the initiation here. They tried to go on the Puck, and then where? Like, Peel is the one hero you're relying on in this game, and he's just not allowed to do anything. Even the overgrowth coming out from the tree, of course, keeping them in place.
Is there really a pick that would have made this game any differently? I heavily believe that. I think this Puck pick at the, I don't know if it's 18th anymore, but the